Deebo Samuel is in DC, baby. What a pickup. I think there was some smoke and there was some fire, and we thought this might happen. But hey, Adam Peters, attacking success. He did it. He's been at places that have been so successful. He's already done it in a year in some change in Washington, and 2025 is about to be no different. Your thoughts when that notification came through that Deebo Samuel coming to DC, what were your initial thoughts, AAA?
I went and got me one of them beach cruisers, man. I was feeling like I needed to put on one of those flannels and get a beach cruiser because, man, Deebo coming to DC was the exact thing that this team needed. Now, there were some other players that, I thought they would go after in free agency, but it made a lot of sense to go get Deebo. 5th-round draft pick, so the price is right. You get the guy in his final year of his contract. The dude's going to be hungry and ready to go out there and make some plays. Plus, and he brings a lot of pluses to the office. We'll talk about that here in a second, but, man, I was hyped about that addition, and he brings a lot of creativity as well. So I felt really good about what Adam Peters did jumping out with that trade.
I agree, and for a 5th-round pick nonetheless, and no offense to any 5th-round picks. I think Puka Nacua was a 5th-round steal a couple of years ago, but it's not often that you see a 5th-round pick have the kind of impact that Deebo Samuel is going to have for this team. So I thought it was a no-brainer. I think it was absolutely worth the risk. Hopefully he has a great season. You re-up him. You got your wide receiver too. You got a great wide receiver pairing for years to come. But at the very least, like you said, I think he's going to be motivated. I think it was a tough way to end in San Francisco. He wrote a cool piece for the Players Tribune. I don't think there's any bad blood there. I just think both sides were ready to move on. And I think he's ready to prove, this Deebo Samuel, he's the ultimate weapon. You said wide receiver 2. In my head, I was thinking RB2, RB3. Yeah. Playmaker 1, PM 1. This guy can be used in a bunch of different ways, and you have a couple ways that he definitely will contribute to this team. But I thought it was a no-brainer and a huge pickup for the Commanders, who these are the kind of players that you need if you're going to go after the Eagles, right? No offense to the blue collar, the hardworking guys. Those play a part. But when they're coming in with ultimately, top players at every position, you need a guy that can be a game changer. And we know Deebo Samuel can be that at his best. And even last year, it wasn't his best season, but we saw glimpses of that. And I think he's going to bring something that we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, he's a guy you got to pay attention to. Every defensive coordinator is going to have a plan for Deebo. And when you're in practice and they have a player that's dynamic on the offensive side of the field, what happens is they give them a little yellow penny or a little red penny that goes over their jerseys. And that person that's on practice squad, the coach tells them, hey, look, you are going to be Deebo Samuel. So do the things that he does, right? He runs routes a certain way. They're going to have a plan for him. And he's going to bring some things to this team. Right. I think there's 3 things that he's going to bring to this team. So my top 3 things that you're going to get from Deebo Samuel, the pluses that he's going to add. Number 1, he's got a winning DNA. He's got a winning DNA. Coming from San Francisco, the dude's been to the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Right? He's felt the pain of losing the Super Bowl. He's been deep into the playoffs. He's been a part of that run, a very important part of that run. Now he brings that experience to a team that's, they're recently having success. So he's going to have more experience. And you've seen the way Adam Peters has brought players in. Bobby Wagner's been down that road. Zach Ertz has been down that road. And they've played huge, huge roles for this team. And I think that you're going to see the same thing from Deebo Samuel.
I agree. And one of the things I'm thinking of is, Deebo has kind of probably not accurately gotten this injury-prone label, which is not the case. He's only missed 4 games, I think, over the last 2 years. But you mentioned playing deep into the season. I think that's going to be huge for this team. This team wants to play into January, into February every year. What better than another guy who has done that, who, hey, maybe a game in October, you're not feeling great. Maybe you sit that one out thinking about February, thinking about January, thinking about the NFC Championship game. And I think that's just one little X factor, again, that he'll bring on top of being a playmaker. He seems to have the biggest. I feel like you see Deebo with those massive games on Thursday nights or a Sunday night football. That's when the light is brightest. Yep. That's when he turns up. And I feel like this whole season, the spotlight's going to kind of be on him. Like, he's not the same guy who's only traded for a 5th-round pick. Is he washed? Is he overweight? All that stuff. Man, I'm excited.
Yeah, you definitely need to be excited because number 2, the dude is a polarizing playmaker. He's somebody that you got to get the ball in his hands, and he makes magic happen with it. I'm looking at the ways you could use him. You've already mentioned running back. You mentioned running back, obviously receiver, but look, what about punt return? What about kick return, right? Having a little bit more physical presence out there, maybe that makes that a play, right? Frankly, I wasn't happy with what we got from Luke McCaffrey on the kick return standpoint. I would love to see Deebo Samuel back there from time to time, especially if you have a kicker or a team that likes to keep the ball in play, right? Let's see what he can do. Maybe he can break one and put yourself in a favorable position for this offense and Jaden Daniels to go out there and score some tubs.
And absolutely, he's going to be a guy that the other team has to plan for, right? So maybe even if you put him out there and he's going to fair catch, maybe you get the punter overthinking it and he shanks a punt, gives you 5-6 extra yards. Maybe
100%.
they try to kick it to the other side of the kickoff return and kick it out of bounds. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. I'm already picturing him going in motion and them handing it off, going the other way because they've got 3 guys following Deebo across the field. I mean, he's a guy that you have to know where he is because you have to know where he is because you have to know whether he's going to be a running back on that play, a wide receiver, so you have to know where he's at, and it's going to open up some opportunities for other guys. Wide receiver too, as you mentioned, they made some magic happen with Olamide Zaccheaus, De'Ami Brown, Noah Brown, all these guys, Jamison Crowder, Luke McCaffrey, the list goes on and on. But the cool thing is, maybe you bring some of those guys back and they drop down a slot. And so now all of a sudden a guy like Olamide Zaccheaus, who had some success last year, he's going up against not just corner number 2, now he's going up against corner number 3. And I really think that he's going to open up some things for a lot of different guys on top of what he can do when the ball's in his hands.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get to that because I do have some things he's going to affect for that offense, specifically for the offense in that wide receiver room. But yeah, you're right. Look at where he's lined up in San Francisco. Dude's been in the backfield, right? He's at the back. He's at the top of the diamond. They hide him in various locations. Hell, if you're playing Madden and you get to that San Francisco 49ers and you scroll a little bit, it's a Deebo package, right? He's that special. You get to install that with Jaden Daniels. That's exciting.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but that's going to be exciting. I can hear the band playing in Northwest Stadium. I can hear them playing right now after a Deebo Samuel touchdown.
I know Cliff Kingsbury probably hasn't slept since it's come down because he's like, I just thought of another one. Hold on.
He's doing right there. He's drawing up plays right now. I got a board, y'all.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Yeah, it's going to be really, really fun, and it adds to what Jaden can do. I mean, what better way to further progress a guy's career by giving him another guy that can handle the football in a bunch of different scenarios.
Yeah, 100%. Third portion, and I think this is probably the most important reason as to why you had to get Deebo Samuel on your team. Come in nice and close for me, Brian.
Hold on,
He doesn't like the Eagles. He has a disdain for the Eagles. He's coming in with the right type of, little additive to the punch, if you feel what I'm saying. He already don't like them. He already coming in with a chip on his shoulder. Now he gets to see them twice a year. Now, look, if as long as we keep the physicals out of it, hey, you got Marshawn Lattimore on one side who's got his own little beef, and he's going to come with his attitude. Now you got Deebo on the offensive side. Look, it's gonna be some fireworks, man. You got a dog that you're bringing in, and that's who he is, man. Deebo Samuel's gonna bring an attitude to this offense that I think you're gonna see is gonna unleash and unlock that dog. And trust me, the guys on offense are dogs, but when you got another fella that's right there woken up with you, Deebo Samuel's gonna be doing that. He's gonna help take this team to another level in their mindset.